I'm the Spirit Keeper, and I give you a reason for every season. Today, we're going to talk about the Lowe's 2025 leaks again. Yesterday, I talked about them with the leaked images. Today, I'm going to be talking about the leaked list of names. And before I go on and talk about them, I just want to say that I got the list of names from Stucky Budd. I did not get it myself. So, credit goes to them for this list. But without further ado, let's go and look at these leaked names. First up, we have Gassie the Clown. Gassie the Clown. I'm guessing this guy will be somewhat like Nozzles the Clown from Spirit Halloween. Gassie to me means like toxic gas, exactly what Nozzles was. Maybe he won't squirt out like the toxic fume like Nozzles did. I really don't have many ideas for this guy. All I know is that he's a clown and he'll have like toxic gas. He'll probably be green. But yeah, he'll be somewhat like Nozzles, but that's about it I can think of this Gassie the Clown. Next up is Inferno Harbinger. This name is pretty weird. What I think of it is like maybe something like demonic or something. But besides that, I'm kind of lost with this name. Inferno Harbinger. Nothing really comes to my mind. It's kind of a weird name. Like Gassie the Clown, we know it's like a toxic clown. But here, this name is unique, but I would think it would be something along the lines of a demonic creature. Next up, I'm talking about the Poisonous Pumpkin. This guy is 9 feet tall, so I'm really excited to see how this guy would look. 9 feet tall is pretty tall. Maybe he would have like poisonous stuff coming out of his mouth or something, but this guy, I'm really excited to see what he can look like. Next up, I'm going to talk about 2 animatronics in one, and I'm talking about the Ghostbusters animatronics. We have Slimer and Stay Puft. I'm not a huge fan of Ghostbusters, but I do like the characters. I like Slimer better than Stay Puft. I think he looks better. And I'm really excited to see what Lowe's can do with them because they are life sizes. So first I'll talk about Slimer. Slimer could have a lot of potential. He's probably going to be floating in the air. Um, Hopefully his paint job is good, so he's like slimy, which is the whole point of him. Maybe some mouth movement or like some side to side movement would be good for him. And then Stay Puff, um, yeah, he's just like a marshmallow guy. I don't really have any ideas for animation with him. Maybe like his arms could move back and forth to look like he's like walking or something, and then like his mouth moves. Or it would be cool if he had like the bone collector eye movement and then just mouth movement. But that's about it that I could think of for the Ghostbusters animatronics. I'm going to talk about 2 animatronics at once again, and this time we're talking about Emily and Victor. These images have been leaked, so I'll put up the actual images. One thing I want to say, they might be images taken straight from the movie. I really hope they're not, though. So I just want to say that. But if Emily isn't straight from the movie, she looks great. Definitely one of the most detailed props that I saw from all the pictures that have been leaked. And if you want to see that, I had a video on that yesterday, so go and check that out. But Victor looks pretty good. I think they're trying to go off of Spirit Halloween with this. I'll throw out pictures of their Emily and Victor. But I think Lowe's did better with Emily, and then Spirit did better with Victor. But we shall see because they might just be taken straight from the movie. Next up is Cotton Candy Clown. This guy is probably going to be somewhat like Cotton Candy Dan from Spirit Halloween. So I don't know how good he's going to be. And I love Cotton Candy Dan. But Lowe's, I don't know what they're going to do with this guy. He's probably going to be something like the teddy bear clown from I think it was like 2 years ago. He's probably just going to be covered in cotton candy or something like stupid like that. But hopefully they can do good with it. I won't buy that one because I already have Cotton Candy Dan. But besides that point, hopefully they can make him look good. Maybe he can be covered in cotton candy or something. But we shall see with this one also. Next up is Cornfield Creeper. I expect this guy to be the same as the 10-foot Scarecrow. Like, not the same exact thing, but I think the 10-foot Scarecrow's name will be 10-foot Scarecrow. What if it isn't? The 10-foot Scarecrow could be this guy, the Cornfield Creeper. But if it isn't, I just think it's going to be another, like, Scarecrow. I don't think it'll be a pumpkin. So, yeah, it's probably just going to be another Scarecrow. Hopefully they can do good with that one. But so far, the 10-foot Scarecrow looks amazing. I'll throw up a picture of that also. But yeah, we should see what they can do with this Cornfield Creeper. Hopefully they can make something good out of it. Maybe like a zombie Scarecrow would be cool. But yeah, next up I'm going to talk about the Ice Cream Clown. This guy could be amazing because when I say eye, I mean a literal human eye. That's what his name is. So if it is that, I really hope that he's like holding an eye or something, like in the ice cream, because that would be awesome. This guy has the most potential out of them all so far, and I'm really excited to see what this guy can bring to the table. He sounds amazing. I mean, an ice cream clown. So, like, 2 scoops would be cool. But then in the ice cream cone, you have like a human eye or something. Almost like Cotton Candy Dan. Like, he had like a human head in his cotton candy bucket. Something like that. Maybe like a human head in the ice cream cone or something. That would be awesome. But we have to see what this guy can bring to the table. Next up is Burlap Scarecrow Clown. This sounds horrendous. This sounds absolutely terrible. Oh, and just so you know, all the pictures that I have thrown up, they aren't the actual images. These are just my predictions. But the picture I've up doesn't look great. So I really don't know what Lowe's is going to do with this. It sounds horrendous. A Scarecrow Clown. It can either be really good or really bad. And I have a feeling Lowe's is going to make it really bad. We shall see with this one. But I don't have high hopes for this one at all. But time will tell. Next up, we're talking about the Servo Cyclops Adductor. This sounds amazing. First off, it's Servo, and Cyclops is a type of sci-fi robot, so that as an animatronic would be great. I'm almost thinking it would be something like THD 3000 from Home Depot. This guy sounds great. At first, when I saw the name and I looked up an image, I wasn't the biggest fan of him. But the more I think about it, a robot would be great for like a lab or something, and him being Servo is even better. Hopefully he's something like THD 3000 because THD 3000 was great. But time will tell with this guy also. Impendin Doom Countdown. This guy I don't have the highest hopes for. It sounds like he's just going to be like a Grim Reaper or something, which Grim Reapers are kind of common, but hopefully they can like put a twist on it or something. But from Impending Doom Countdown, I most likely think a Grim Reaper because they usually like pop up when you're about to die. Apparently, that's a myth. But yeah, I don't have high hopes for this guy. Probably just gonna be a normal Grim Reaper. Next up, we have Popup Goblin. I'm expecting this guy to be somewhat like the sewer Pennywise from Spirit Halloween a couple years ago. He's probably just gonna be like something that like pops out of somewhere because his name is Popup Goblin. I don't have high hopes for this guy at all. He sounds terrible. Anything with Goblin is most likely gonna suck because normally goblins are just green creatures and they're pretty plain. But maybe Lowe's can do something with this guy, but I doubt it. But so far, this Popup Goblin sounds terrible. Next up is the Lon Giant Spider. At first, I thought this guy was the 10-foot spider, and I got a bit more excited about the spider, but this guy's 6 feet tall, so can't be the 10-footer. The 10-foot spider still sucks. I'll throw a picture up of that on screen because that thing is horrendous, in my opinion. But anyway, on the topic of the name creature spider without a picture, a Lon Giant Spiders, I believe it'll be something like the Spirit Halloween Jumpin' Spider, but instead it'll lunge and it'll be like 3 times bigger than the Spirit Halloween one. But I don't have super high hopes for this guy because we already have the Spirit Halloween Jumping Spider. And yeah, I don't really have high hopes for this guy. Next up is Sharpshooter Reaper. I am lost with what this guy will be. I know he's some type of Reaper, but Sharpshooter doesn't turn any gears in my brain at all to figure out what this guy might be. I'm lost with this guy. I hope he turns out good. This is our second Reaper so far, I believe. Yeah, this guy could be good or he could suck. But yeah, time will tell with this guy also. I'm saying time will tell with a lot of these, but I should be saying that with all of them because time will tell with all of them. Next up, we have the Plague Doctor. And when I first saw this guy's name, I was thinking the Plague Doctor that had a leaked image yesterday. So I'll throw an image up on screen of that, and I believe I'm still right. Even though this guy is 6 foot, and the Plague Doctor that we saw yesterday was 5'5", I believe it's the same one. They just changed the height. And let me give you my opinions on this guy. He sucks. His face looks like plastic. Whatever he holds looks terrible. And his clothing also looks terrible. Everything about this guy looks terrible. No offense, Lowe's, but this guy is terrible. If you changed everything about it, maybe it'd be better. But I am not a fan of this guy. Now we're talking about Emperor of Death. This guy will probably be somewhat like the Impendin Doom guy, whatever his name is, the other Grim Reaper. Or it could be like the picture I have up on screen. Maybe it could be like an emperor, like a king of like, I don't know, like death. Because that would be something unique. We usually don't see that often. So I would like to see something like that. But so far from the name, this guy sounds pretty decent. Next up, we have Evil Soldier. This guy has a lot of potential. The picture I have up on screen is just a prediction. He probably won't be anything like that. But this guy sounds pretty good. Maybe if he's like a bloody, like, military soldier, that'd be cool. But I don't think it'll be that. I think it'll be something like a twist because it says evil. So hopefully that doesn't like mess it all up because from this guy's name, it would be really cool if we have like a military soldier type prop. Next up is the Lurking Zombie. This guy sounds like an ordinary zombie. I'll probably have some arm movement going back and forth to make it look like he's walking. Yeah, this guy just sounds pretty plain. Nothing too special about this guy. So, this guy I don't have high hopes for. Next up is the Full Moon Mayhem Werewolf. So, this guy is the werewolf that I talked about yesterday. He's 7 feet tall, and his animation we already know. He leans back and howls at the moon, which I think is a cool animation. And then his mouth also moves. Hopefully, he doesn't talk at all. Hopefully, he just howls. But this guy looks really good from his picture, and I'm really excited to see this guy in stores for the 2025 season. Next up is the Haunted Pirate with a Parrot. This guy sounds amazing. I'm thinking something like Captain Cuts from Home Depot, which is the picture I have up for this guy. So, he sounds amazing, especially the parrot. It'd be cool if the parrot would talk or something like that. But so far, a haunted pirate sounds good. Something like what they did last year, along with like the like sea theme. So they're going back to that a bit. But this guy sounds amazing so far from his name. Next up is Impaled Vampire. This guy I don't have the highest hopes for. The 12-foot vampire looks pretty decent, but Impaled Vampire, I don't think this guy will be too great. But we shall see. This guy could be amazing, and I don't know because we don't have a picture of this guy. But so far from his name, he doesn't sound too great. Next up is Green Ghost. This guy sounds exactly like Slimer, so I don't really know what they were trying to go for with Slimer and a Green Ghost in the same lineup, because that just won't really work out. So I don't think this guy will succeed at all. a green ghost. What else can you do besides like Slimer with a green ghost? Next up, I'm going to be talking about two animatronics at once again. We're talking about the animated DJ player, that's like a skeleton, and we're talking about a new member of the Reaper band, which is the saxophone playing Reaper. So, if you don't already know, the Reaper band consists of the guitar playing Reaper, the piano playing Reaper, the drum playing Reaper, and the singing Reaper. So this year they're adding the saxophone playing Reaper to that band. We don't have a picture of him, but I do have a picture of the DJ, which I will now talk about. The DJ looks pretty good with the LEDs around his DJ box, and he looks pretty good, like maybe his arm will move or something because that's where his hand is placed. The DJ has high potential. Hopefully you can play any song with him. I'm pretty sure he is Bluetooth. Um, Back on track with the saxophone playing Reaper. There's nothing much to talk about with this guy because he's a saxophone playing Reaper. It's pretty straightforward. Just like the rest of the Reapers, you have the guitar playing Reaper, which is a Reaper playing the guitar. So I would like to see how this guy looks in person along with the rest of the Reaper band. So, they were all of the names on the leaked list for Lowe's 2025. I just want to say, not all of the names will be used in the Lowe's 2025 lineup. They might, but I'm pretty sure they won't. So, if they don't end up in the lineup, don't come at me and start yelling at me. And the images I put on screen today were predictions besides what I said they were the actual images. But anyway, make sure you remember that I'm the Sphere Keeper and I give you a reason for every season. Bye.